3, 2, 1.
Hey, good Sunday evening. I'm 5 News Chief Meteorologist Matt Standridge. New severe thunderstorm warning for parts of the River Valley, southern Logan County, northeastern Scott County. We've been watching these individual cells along a long cold front extending all the way north in Missouri and Illinois, producing strong to sometimes severe storms right in front of it towards the east. But that front is now cleared in Fort Smith, Van Buren, and all of northwest Arkansas. But we still have some strong thunderstorms from about Worcester and Heavener eastbound crossing the state line and into southern portions of Sebastian County, although it's now starting to leave Sebastian County, getting clipped in Clarksville too. But we have a severe thunderstorm warning for us in southern Logan County. Let me go ahead and zoom in. We'll watch this thunderstorm a little bit more closely together. There have been some signs that this thing is starting to weaken a little bit again. We've seen these storms pulse up and pulse down, but lots of heavy rain coming in from Mansfield, right along 71 towards Waldron. We're talking about extreme northeastern portions of Scott County. In Logan County, this includes Booneville south to Tate. And so we're getting some of that heavy rain too. It looks like we have some gusty winds now just forming right along 71 southeast of Mansfield. These will be coming into Waldron here very shortly. But from the National Weather Service, we're still watching this storm. Let's go ahead and look up some of the velocity, and we can see the circulation with the storm. That circulation has been weakening and coming in and off on throughout the evening. This is a live look on the left-hand side of your screen, a live look from Fort Smith, and you're looking towards the east. So you can kind of see just off in the distance. Sometimes you'll see a couple of lightning flashes behind the American flag. That's the thunderstorm that we're watching still off in the distance right now. We'll pull up velocity. A little bit of rotation, but a lot of this is mainly just a lot of gusty wind. That is headed south and east. You can see that kind of bright red color showing you those gusty winds headed along 71. So we're talking northern Scott County. From Waldron northbound, we're getting those gusty winds. Some lightning strikes included with this as well. We can look at some just rotation too. We can kind of just isolate what we've been seeing. Just over the past 30 minutes, we'll go ahead and loop this for us. On and off, we've had a little rotation with this storm. You can see how it passed over Mansfield and now headed towards Tate right now. But overall, this storm is struggling a little bit. But to let you guys know, if you live in Scott County or Logan County, we've got some thunderstorms. Now, Logan County, you can kind of divide it in two. You head north to Paris and also north as you eventually get towards the Arkansas River. We're doing mostly okay. I'll show you the radar at the moment. Yeah, we've got some heavy rain towards the north in Paris and Mount Magazine, but the stronger thunderstorm is towards our south, Booneville southbound to Tate. But the gusty wind threat is mainly what we're talking about with this thunderstorm. Also some pockets of rain ahead of the main line. That line of gusty winds is just west of Tate, but we've got a couple cells beforehand. That kind of shows some weakening overall. This storm system has been messy this evening. But if we zoom out a little bit more, let's talk about who is done for tonight, because a lot of us are done. A lot of us, we squeezed by with not too bad of an evening. Northwest Arkansas, we had a couple downpours here and there, mainly Fayetteville and a little bit around Bentonville, Rogers, but it really wasn't too bad for us in Benton County. Washington County, from about Winslow south, we had that strong thunderstorm that's now in Clarksville. This has been tracking right along I-40 and 64 for the past probably hour and a half now or so. We had that wall cloud for us in Cedarville and Uniontown, Rudy, some folks at the Workman's Travel Center, Travel Plaza, right there on I-49 near Dean Springs. We saw that wall cloud for us, but that is now passed towards the east. Rotation's really weakened, but man, we're getting a good downpour for us in Clarksville and in the Knoxville area too. But the one severe storm is towards our south, Waldron, and then Tate, Booneville, were included in this storm. So let's zoom a little bit closer to this storm. But by the way, for example, Fort Smith, Van Buren, West and Sequoia County, you're clear for the night. You head to bed without a worry. Poto, we're now done. We're good around Kavanaugh Hill. You head south of Kavanaugh Hill towards Heavener and even just south of Lake Worcester. We still got the downpours, but these storms aren't severe. Some good downpours, and they're headed south towards Talahena. Well, Waldron, right now we're getting some of that rain. Let's zoom in a little bit closer for us this evening. Hope you guys had a great Sunday so far. We have still level 3 severe threat for the eastern River Valley, but overall these storms have really struggled for the past several hours, so that's good news for us. But we're still watching this storm. If I go ahead and I can pull up the hail tracker too. Overall, the hail was a little bit more impressive towards Mansfield, although overall wasn't massive hail for us. We had some small pea-sized hail every once in a while in southern portions of Sebastian County. This mainly stayed just south of Greenwood, but as we press into Scott County and Logan County, the hail kind of has stopped a little bit. But we just want to let you know and hop on to let you guys know about the heavy rain and some lightning, still technically severe thunderstorm warning. Talking with the National Weather Service, it's been kind of in a downward trend the past 5 minutes or so, but how these things go is they weaken for a little bit and then they decide to spin up really quickly. That's kind of what we saw in Crawford County a little bit earlier this evening too. But otherwise, just a strong thunderstorm headed in some of the ridges of extreme northern ridges of the Ouachitas as you're in Scott County. But from Tate towards the west, back where we have that severe thunderstorm warning outlined in the yellow. We'll zoom in a little bit closer for you guys. Elm Park and Golden City, we're under that severe thunderstorm warning. I'll throw the radar up for a second. We'll go ahead and loop this. Got a new radar sweep in too. But you're talking extreme southern portions of Logan County. This is the county line between Logan and Scott. But Elm Park getting that heavy rain. We've got gusty winds that have just cleared town. They're headed south right now to Waldron. The wind's about to pick up for us. And then you had northbound Arkansas 23 as you're kind of headed towards Booneville. We got the heavy rain too for us. But overall, it's just mainly some gusty winds. I can show you those winds too. When you look at velocity, now pressing south and east right along this line. Let me go ahead and draw this for us. Rotation has been a little bit weaker, but right here we have this gust of some stronger winds. We've had a lot of heavy rain now in northern Scott County. That cooler rain, rain-cooled air, I should say, has pressed down to the ground, and now it's just gusting out. And so we feel that gusty wind along 71. But from Tate south to Waldron, you guys are looking out for some of that heavy rain and those gusty winds. Hail's not been a big threat, and rotation's not been a big threat either. Just to let you guys know, once that front clears through, once the rain ends, you're good for tonight. No more thunderstorms are going to pop up. Cooler, drier air is coming in from the south, or from the west, I should say. And then over the next couple of days, we've got another system headed our way. But the big question is, how much do we rejuvenate afterwards? Because I'm telling you, tomorrow's going to feel kind of refreshing. We'll have a northwest wind. It'll feel cooler. We'll get the sun back out in the sky. We had some sun today. It was nice earlier today. And then we kind of clouded up just a little bit for us closer to the evening. Some of us had a beautiful sunset right around 6:30 or so, sunset time right now. But otherwise, we're done for tonight, other than the severe thunderstorm warning for northern Scott County, southern Logan County. As this presses out, this will be out of our area here very shortly. But still a lot of heavy rain and some occasional lightning. The lightning has been kind of downtrending over time too. That shows you the cell overall is weakening for us this evening. So that's some good news. But some heavy rain still for us from Waldron north to Booneville. You see Booneville just barely in the warning, especially south side of Booneville. We have this warning in effect. We'll zoom out a little bit. We'll go ahead and loop this radar. There we are. All right, so Clarksville, we just had some heavy rain push on through, but now we're starting to wrap things up. We've got a couple little kind of mini cells in behind, a little light rain for us, but severe threat's now over for Clarksville. You're good. Knoxville still getting some of that heavy rain, but that's only going to last another 5 minutes or so. Fort Smith, Van Buren, northwest Arkansas, we're good this evening. In fact, when you're looking live in Fort Smith, that's where we're keeping our eyes on the left-hand side of your screen. The winds are starting to change a little bit. They're more out of the west now from Fort Smith as that cold front starting to push on through. Now, you'll start to feel more of that cooler air, especially later tonight, but some of us are starting to drop into those 60s, and eventually we'll hit some 50s later this evening, too. Apoto, we're drying out. Lake Wister, we're driving out. You can see Lake Wister there in the blue. We're drying out, too. Heavener still getting a little bit of that rain, but that's pressed south and east. But you're good in Pirate Country and Pecola, Cameron, we're good this evening. Ozark and Mulberry, Franklin County, most of us are good this evening. Now, Paris, we're starting to get another little bit of a round on the west side of town, but this is not really severe at all. We're just getting some moderate rain. You see the severe thunderstorm warning flash in there. Looking from the National Weather Service, from Little Rock, continuous severe thunderstorm warning until 10 o'clock for Logan County and Scott County. So we've still got just over 20 minutes to go with this severe thunderstorm warning, but overall, it's mainly a gusty wind threat just on the north side of Waldron. We'll take a closer look at some of that gusty wind threat that's going on right now. Let us know if you have any questions as we're watching this storm and just south and east of Fort Smith. The Southern River Valley, we're on this storm tonight. Let me go ahead and switch in a couple of things. All right, so I'm getting wind speed reports close to, at least estimations, about 37, 40 miles per hour with this. To be a severe thunderstorm warning, you technically need the 58 mile per hour threshold and then, of course, higher. We had that a little bit earlier, but those winds have really died off. But we're still noticing southern part of the storm kind of gusting out. Still some gusty winds for us. I'll go ahead and we'll take a quick timing of this, and we'll talk about who's next for this wind threat. Here's the latest. Waldron 946. So here in just about 8 minutes, that wind's really going to pick up for our guys. Parks, Arkansas 1005, Little Texas 1007. Extreme eastern portions of Logan, or of Scott County, I should say. Logan County, the severe thunderstorm warning has now no longer including Booneville. National Weather Service has trimmed the severe thunderstorm warning for just basically Tate and maybe 2 or 3 miles north of the county line. So most of Logan County is now out of this warning, but still severe thunderstorm warning for Scott County. Mansfield, we're clearing out now. We had the heavy rain, but that's all pushing out. So I think we're good now, Mansfield, for the rest of the night. Greenwood, Hackett, we're good for tonight too. But Scott County, we're still watching this severe thunderstorm. Now, northwestern portions towards Hahn, we're starting to get rid of the severe threat. We've got rain coming in, but the wind threat's east of town, and this is diving south and east. So a lot of it's from Waldron eastbound we have to look at for some of these gusty winds. And then, of course, Parks, eventually we could get skirted by some of these gusty winds too. Let's zoom out for a second. Talk about tornado watch still in effect wherever you see that yellow color. That includes us in the River Valley, but we're really ending that threat in Poteau. We've ended that threat in Sebastian County. We're good in Johnson County and Franklin County and also Crawford County. We're good for tonight. It takes a little bit while to update some of these maps, but tornado watch will slowly be expiring from west to east. But we've noticed sometimes the reason why we have this tornado watch in effect, and that just means conditions are favorable for a thunderstorm to try to start spinning up a little bit more. There's just general rotation in the atmosphere this evening. We've been noticing that with several storms that they come in and then they start rotating for about 10 minutes. We had a really decent wall cloud in Crawford County near Rudy and Cedarville and Uniontown. So central Crawford County where we had that. But then it dissipates and then it really goes away for the next 20, 30 minutes or so, and then it tries to wrap up again. So we've been watching these kind of do this over and over again throughout the overnight hours. Fort Smith, we got some rain just on the north side of town. But this storm that's coming into Scott County, we had that heavy rain stretching from Panama and Shady Point. Now we're done for tonight. We're good for Lafleur County from Poteau northbound. Still that severe thunderstorm warning in effect. And what's interesting when you really expand this map, most of the severe weather with this whole system has not been an Arkansas event. It's mainly been a Missouri event. So just for fun for a second, we got several severe thunderstorm warnings, been keeping an eye on our neighbors and friends in Missouri, but they've had several tornado warnings too. We've had a tornado warning, looks like, just outside of St. Louis. We got that tornado warning, and you see that yellow flashing. That's just a re-indication of the tornado watch that's in effect towards our north and east. But the main severe threat today has been north into the Ozarks, and not the Arkansas Ozark, but more the Missouri Ozark, north from Branson, north to St. Louis, Jefferson City, and Springfield. We've had some of that severe weather. We've had some of the severe storms kind of, just barely scoop by for the Arkansas-Missouri state line. But then here at home, when you go just a little bit farther towards the south, we've got one severe thunderstorm warning still in effect for Scott County and southern Logan County. But this thing will expire in about 20 minutes unless the National Weather Service decides to get rid of it. But we're mainly just talking about a lot of heavy rain, some gusty winds, but gusty winds close to 30, 40 miles per hour. Not quite up to severe status yet. Looking from the National Weather Service, you see some yellow colors continue to blink. Severe thunderstorm tornado watch has now been canceled for Crawford County and Franklin County. We're now done. But still a tornado watch in effect for Lafleur. That's mainly southern Lafleur County. So from Heavener southbound, it's really Tallahena where we still have that tornado watch. But National Weather Service will continue to trim off these watches for us from west to east. Still watching the potential for some of these storms as they get closer to Little Rock. They could try to spin up a little bit. But I think for us tonight, we're mostly going to do okay. But we're, of course, streaming live for you guys on our Facebook page, 5 News app, and on our YouTube channel, too, right now with some of the latest information on these severe storms. Clarksville, we're wrapping things up for us. A couple little showers on the west side, but the heavy rain is moving out of Knoxville now. Be wrapping up for you guys in about 2 to 3 minutes. Still some heavy rain coming into Paris and Mount Magazine. Booneville will begin the heavy rain, but Booneville, we're no longer under that severe thunderstorm warning anymore. It's mainly a Scott County event now. Extreme southern portions of Logan County are included in this, but we're watching that heavy rain. We'll take a closer look at the windy threat there that's coming in very close to Waldron. We'll zoom in a little bit more. See that bright red there? We'll zoom in a little bit closer. This really isn't much rotation, but we've got a lot of gusty winds now just blowing right through Waldron as we speak. Let's go ahead and get some more tracks up. So you're headed towards the county line. You're headed towards Dutch Creek School, Harvey, and Gravely. We've got that severe thunderstorm warning, and those gusty winds are headed very close to us here very, very shortly. Looking off camera, walking with the National Weather Service. Just talking with them. You're really in some of the terrain that's north of Waldron. This is near the Waldron Country Club, Elm Park. We've had those gusty winds. The Wiley Cemetery. You head on 92 into the terrain up there, getting some of those gusty winds. Buck Ridge Shooting Range and the Knoppers Ford Recreation Center, the Jack Creek Recreation Center. We've got some of those gusty winds too. So this is mainly from Waldron northbound right now with those gusty winds. So we're watching that closely. It hasn't been too much of a rotation threat. I'll show you the rotation right now. This is the loop over the past hour. Let me move the map a little bit. There we go. So with this purple color, we're isolating the rotation. That's all we're worried about on the map. We had a little bit stronger towards Mansfield. It's kind of cut off by the camera. Once again, you're looking live from Fort Smith, downtown Fort Smith, from our area agency, and you're looking towards the east. So way in the distance, every once in a while, you'll see an occasional lightning strike for us. But we've been watching that rotation, northern Scott County, just tracking right around the county line now. Tate is coming in towards us, but the rotation has been super weak. I mean, we're not really now concerned, good news, for the rotation itself. It's just some gusty winds that are coming right through the terrain, northeast of Waldron and south of Tate. Booneville up to the north, we don't have the gusty winds. We're getting some rain here and there. Sometimes really heavy rain too, but it looks like it's just rain for us. I'm also checking with the National Weather Service. Yeah, let us know if you guys see anything crazy as you're, a couple of pictures are being taken. We had a couple reports of that wall cloud, and we brought it to you live from our Fort Smith ICAM. We've been watching all throughout the River Valley this evening, and we had that wall cloud, and we got a couple pictures of it too. We're going to have the latest information coming up at our 5 News. Our 10 o'clock newscast is going to be at 10:30 this evening, thanks to the doubleheader for football that we had on CBS earlier today. Once again, Michelle Trotter is going to have the latest tonight at 10:30. But we're watching the gusty winds in northern Scott County, just coming into Waldron, especially on the north and east side of town. You can see that bulge now in the bright red color that's showing you those gusty winds about 40 miles per hour, headed towards Arkansas 80. We just blew right through 71, but this is headed towards eastern Scott County. But Waldron, you guys, other than some gusty winds at the moment, yes, the rain's coming down. It looks like the heart of the gusty winds is mainly just outside of town. Once you head up into the foothills, some of these ridges that are just north of Waldron, we're getting some of those gusty winds. But the town of Waldron itself, city proper, we're going to be okay. We're just getting the rain, sometimes occasional lightning and thunder too. But it looks like this is headed towards the east. Get one more track for us. Dutch Creek School, just about 10 o'clock. So we're in extreme northeastern parts of Scott County, very rural Scott County. And once again, towards that Jack Creek Recreation area. We're getting those gusty winds too. But Waldron, it continues to clear us as it heads eastbound just of us, headed right along Arkansas 80 as you head eastbound. We appreciate you guys being with us this evening. We've been watching these storms, and we had a level 3 severe threat, of course, earlier today, but a lot of these storms have been struggling. They'll spin up a little bit, and then they'll weaken over time. So we'll take those. No damage has been reported. That's good news tonight. We're going to have this front continue to push on through. We've got better weather already in Fort Smith, Van Buren, all of northwest Arkansas. We've cleared out Madison County, Carroll County. We're all good. Looks like in Knoxville, we're just starting to clear out from the rain. It's just about to end for us. Johnson County, we're good tonight. Franklin County, Sebastian County, we're good too. LaFleur County, some of those cells that are south of Poto towards Tallahena have really weakened. So I think for us in LaFleur County, we're doing okay. It's just we got some gusty winds pushing through Scott County right now. Extreme southern portions of Logan County, but Paris and even from Booneville. Booneville, we're getting some of that rain, but from Booneville north into Paris and Subiaco and Scranton, New Pedro, we're doing fine tonight. So we appreciate you guys sticking with us live for this evening. Of course, once again, Michelle Trotter's going to have the latest at 10:30, because where do we go from here? We have a front pushing through. We've got cooler, drier air coming in from the northwest. So tomorrow is going to be pretty much a really nice day. But then southerly winds will try to come right back middle of the week, and we've got another cold front coming in. Looks like kind of Tuesday night into Wednesday, still nailing down the timing there. The timing's everything. Right now it's kind of looking like throughout the overnight hours, which means we could get some storms overnight, but they should be a lot weaker. Remember, we get the best thunderstorms usually in the late afternoon when we still have that peak daytime heating. And so we'll watch for that next line that's coming in the middle of this week. So we'll have the latest information with that. Of course, meteorologist Tyler Morrow will help wrap things up tomorrow morning. He'll have the latest and help you start off on your week this week here with 5 News. But we appreciate you tuning in with your 5 News weather team. Once again, severe thunderstorm warning, Scott County, Waldron, we're good now. This is extreme northeastern portions of the county, getting some gusty winds in the ridges there. But the rotation threat has ended. This is headed eastbound and headed out of our area. So you guys all have a good evening. We got some downpours left. Actually, good news. Severe thunderstorm warning has now just been canceled. We appreciate you guys tuning in this evening. Glad you all are safe, and we have more storms possible later this week. We'll have the latest coming up at 10:30. But for now, we appreciate your time. We appreciate you keeping it local.